from Sports Sound
on BBC Radio Scotland.
Park, the teams are out on the pitch, and Celtic Park not yet full, but mostly full as the fans expect an improved performances on recent games. Beaten here by Bragg on Thursday night, the goalless draw with Hibs. The last time Celtic failed to win 3 games in a row at home was in 2001, the COVID season, which ended in acrimony here at Celtic Park. Celtic struggling in front of goal by their own very high standards, just 17 in their 12 games so far this campaign, 38 at the same point last season. Can they find the solutions and rebuild that intensity that made them very difficult to play against for any side, particularly here in Scotland? Motherwell, though, here with confidence, unbeaten in their 12 games under Jens Bertolascu, and our first league win of the season last week against Aberdeen late on, and it is the away side who kick us off, shooting from right to left as we sit in the main stand, and immediately launched forward by the goalkeeper Ward to Stamatolopoulos, and then Masvanise and Said on the right hand side. Ball into Elliott Watt, edge of the box, and he spreads it immediately to the left hand side where Longello, the left back, picks up, goes past Maeda, flashes the cross into the area, edge of the box, and Hatate is there to clean up for Celtic, who now launch the counter-attack through to Nekti. He's over the halfway line, looking for support. Hatate's behind him, but Motherwell managed to defend the situation. It's forced back to Sirachi, the left back, one of 4 changes made by Brendan Rodgers from Thursday night, as it goes across to Carter Vickers. Celtic looking to close the gap to Hearts to 2 points before the October international break, so they will not be top of the tree for that interval, which will be the first time in 4 seasons since that happened. Scales forward to Iheanacho, controls it with his body in the box. Flag stays down for now, and then eventually the referee's whistle goes. Fast start.
Yeah, I think it was a handball. He gave it for. I'm not sure if he gave it for offside. The assistant down here didn't raise his flag. I thought he was slightly offside, but he didn't raise the flag, so he did give it for a handball. But yeah, Motherwell played it long from the kick-off and got good possession high up the pitch. I thought Elliott Watt had an opportunity to go and have a strike on goal. He elected to pass it wide to Charles Cook, but nothing came of it. Then Celtic just broke out the other end and that. But it's going to be an interesting game, this, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how Motherwell actually, will they play their own game, or will they have to adapt slightly to play against Celtic, and will Celtic exploit maybe spaces just left higher up the pitch?
Yeah, you can see Callum Ward well out his goal already with the ball. The Motherwell goalkeeper finds Elliott Watt, who's such an influential player in that midfield, always looking to show for it and try and play forwards. It's been a brilliant signing after joining following his stint on loan at St Johnstone at the end of last season. Couldn't help keeping him up, but he's really shining in this Motherwell team as it goes up to Regan Charles Cook, backs into McCowan. The referee's whistle has gone for a Motherwell free kick. Charles Cook thought he had an advantage and scampered up the line, but the referee's whistle, Callum Scott, had long gone.
Well, the one thing you know from Charles Cook, he's got pace. He's got pace, he's got trickery when he's in that final third, and he is a danger.
Yeah, absolutely. As a Player of the Year candidate when Ross County finished in the top 6 under Malky Mackay, 21-22 season, 13 goals as it goes up to Stamatolopoulos, won by Carter Vickers. McGregor up in there, he's immediately under pressure from Said, who controls the ball out there on the edge of the Celtic box, out to Maswanise, corner of the area, knocks it down to Said going towards the byline, flashes it across, and it's good defending from Ralston in there. And that's 2 balls Motherwell have managed to flash across the Celtic 6-yard area in the opening 3 minutes. No goals though, and it's won by Celtic, and it's behind McCowan, and he's under pressure with Celtic at the free kick. Pat Bonner.
Yeah, Celtic just losing the ball and in a dangerous position, about 25 yards from goal, and the ball was played wide, and it was a good cut back, just nobody could get on the end of it. It was flashed across along the deck, and if anybody could get on the end of it, it was an easy ball to take.
Here's Sirachi galloping up to the edge of the box, gets the 1-2 from Iheanacho, but just couldn't gather in a tight space, and it's eventually behind for a Motherwell goal kick. That's better from Celtic. Sirachi carrying from deep. Packy.
Yeah, he's got that little bit of dash about him, hasn't he? As a left back, I like him, and Here's a chance
given
for
away
Celtic.
from Motherwell into their own box. Iheanacho, and it's McGregor saved.
Oh, wow.
Saved by Wards. Dived onto his knees and it was blocked and behind. Callum McGregor can't believe he's not scored. First real chance of the game.
Yeah, Motherwell giving the ball away. Come back to it. Celtic have just taken a quick corner.
Yeah, and it's Tunekti out on the left-hand side, but there's a foot in there.
Yeah, just going back to that save. Motherwell just giving the ball away on the edge of the box. There was two players in it, Iheanacho and McGregor, and when McGregor took the shot, you would expect the net to bulge, but the goalkeeper made a really good save.
Another Celtic corner whipped in. Maeda's made a run, but it's headed away to McGregor at the edge of the box, and then it's Sarachi who was back, and then his pass is not the best for Hatate, but the midfielder makes the most of it, and then Iheanacho can't make it stick, and Motherwell have it. Said does well to get away from Ralston, but Hatate comes across and slides in, and it's out for a Motherwell throw, 10 yards short of halfway, as they survive that little flurry of pressure from Celtic. And that is the question that we've been asking in the build-up in the last hour to this match, is Motherwell's ability to play out, and they'll get it right as they have done here, although Charles Cook can't take Watt's pass, and now Celtic are running at the Motherwell backline for Hatate, but it's a poor pass. He didn't really look, but Motherwell have given it straight back. It's Tunekti, and then infield to McCowan, who tried to return it to the winger. Hatate to the box. Maeda now can't get the shot away, dribbles back outside the area, pressed by Longelo, and he's looking for support. Daisen Maeda, not quite the same player this season so far as he was last season with those 33 goals, playing on the right again. This afternoon for Celtic is Sarachi, gives it out to Tunekti. He's on the byline running at Katrumbas, and then nips away from Maswanise. Katrumbas trying to stick with him, forces him back. Scales for Carter Vickers. Carter Vickers along the grass to Maeda, right hand side of the box, opts not to put the cross in yet, goes to Ralston to McGregor into Hatate, fired into the area, hits off Charles Cook, and Motherwell kind of scramble it outside the box, and Charles Cook and Longelo between them managed to get it away. It's down with Carter Vickers goalless after 6 minutes. No goals at Aberdeen or Falkirk so far. We'll keep you across that. Option of commentary from Falkirk against Rangers, BBC Radio Scotland FM, on BBC Sounds if you wish. Lead at Celtic Park. Celtic with the ball. Iheanacho makes the run in behind. The ball skips off the turf and into Ward, the goalkeeper's arms.
Yeah, Callum Ward, very high line. He's playing even for through balls, and he was just almost standing within about 2 yards from the edge of his box.
Breaks the line down the box, left foot, and we've got hold of it, and it dribbles towards the goalkeeper. But again, it comes from Motherwell trying to play out of their own box, and it was a weak ball up from Paul McGinn, and Celtic pounced, couldn't make it count though.
Yeah, listen, it's a test for Motherwell today. They obviously want to play this type of game by building it up, but Celtic have got the ability of players who can and have done it in the past, press really quick. They put you into traps, and then the pace of Maeda and even Hatate will jump from midfield in on top of players, and becomes a real problem for Motherwell if they don't do it properly.
6 games unbeaten for Motherwell in the league, their best start since they went 7 unbeaten in 2012-13 under Stuart McCall. It was Celtic who ended that run at 7 games. Well, Motherwell's run in the league aimed at 6 today. Unbeaten in 12 overall, of course, through to the League Cup semi-final at the start of November against St Mirren. Celtic in the other tie against Rangers. As again, Motherwell trying to play out. Liam Gordon goes direct this time. Stamatolopoulos can't gather. And Scales knocks it to Carter Vickers. Now it's Ralston looking for an option. Gets it from McCowan, one of 4 Celtic changes. 2 of them coming in midfield, the other 2 at full back. Donovan not in the squads, which I think Celtic fans might have been disappointed by, maybe injured, of course, as Motherwell win it in midfield and come forward through Watt. Celtic get a challenge in. Now it's Sarachi at the back, edge of the box, and rolls it to Carter Vickers. Goalless after 8 minutes at Celtic Park. And the Green Brigades, incidentally, over in the far corner, continue their protests against the Celtic board. They held a banner up as the teams walked out, saying the Celtic board unfit for purpose, and there's no doubt the backdrop of all that and the summer transfer window still hanging over Celtic, and it's perhaps bleeding into performances on the pitch this season. Brendan Rodgers said that shouldn't be an excuse, but undoubtedly it will be a factor as Schmeichel controls on the edge of his own box, gives it to Carter Vickers. Charles Cook closes down, gets it away to Ralston, but Longello has closed him down, and now it blocks off Longello and back to Carter Vickers. And Celtic not cleanly playing out, and Maeda heads it forward, won by Fadinger and then Watt, and now it's Paul McGinn back after missing the last 3 games, the Motherwell captain, in for Stephen Welsh this afternoon. And it's out for throw-in, and Motherwell get the decision on this near side, halfway up Celtic's half.
Yeah, it's kind of patience from Motherwell, you've got to say. You know, they're knocking it about, they're trying to progress up through the thirds of the pitch, really. Yeah, in this instance it happened for them, but then that final ball is rushed a little bit. So and then Celtic just pick up possession, and then Lee tried to do very, very similar by moving that ball through the thirds of the pitch also and getting it to the wide men very quickly.
It's amazing to watch Motherwell's high lines, how compact they are, and when Celtic are trying to play it from the back, and they've done it well here because Ralston's popped up in midfield with space, and he gives it to Maeda, right hand side of the box. Maeda's cross is poor, flies straight behind.
Yeah, he didn't have to even take a second touch there. He could have played it in after he got control of the ball, because Iheanacho was in a great position and just played in early into that sort of almost penalty spot. He took an extra touch then, and then he got the cross all wrong.
Liam Gordon in his own box, back to the goalkeeper, takes a touch, running towards his own line, and he clips a lovely pass out to Longello under pressure, then finds Charles Cook, the return to Longello. He's up at halfway now, Carter Vickers is in front of him, and he tried to bend the ball round the corner for Stamatopoulos, but it's miles off and goes through to Schmeichel.
Yeah, you can see that obviously if it works for them when they do try to play out, but similar to Braga the other night, when it works and they're able to beat that sort of kind of press from Celtic, then the spaces up almost higher up the pitch, especially beyond Callum McGregor, is there for them to exploit.
Here comes Hatate. Celtic 0, Motherwell 0 after just about 11 minutes here at Celtic Park. Fadinger to Stamatopoulos, but he can't hold on to it. It's now McGregor starting at the base of Celtic's midfield once more, as Carter Vickers in the centre circle gives it into Sarachi. That's a blind pass round the corner, and it's poor. It was to no one, and Maswanisi has picked it up, and then it's blocked by Tunekti. Out for a Motherwell throw in their own half, about 15 yards short of halfway, and they go back to Liam Gordon. We saw Stephen Welsh coming out, speaking to a lot of the Celtic staff. Obviously, they've been at this club for so many years on loan at Motherwell, can't play, and that's a loose header from Scales, and Carter Vickers is caught by Stamatopoulos, but he's recovered well, used all his strength there, Carter Vickers, to just fend off the Motherwell number 9. It's up to Maeda and back to Carter Vickers. There's just a wee moment there, Packy, where it looked like Celtic might be undone.
Yeah, Carter Vickers, he hesitated, didn't he? You know, and Scales just knocked a little ball under a little bit of pressure, squared to him with his head, but he delayed, and that just allowed Stamatopoulos to get a wee opportunity to go and close him down, but he used his strength.
Tate, edge of the area, then finds past the Sarachi, breaks for Tunekti. Tunekti dancing inside, but it's a good foot in tackle from Katrumbas, who then casually clears it downfield. Goalless between Falkirk and Rangers and Aberdeen and Dundee in the Premiership on this Sunday afternoon. Up to Iheanacho in the box, good touch from the striker, tries to lay it off. Hatate couldn't keep his footing, and then Paul McGinn with a lovely little drag back and touch away from Iheanacho as he was being closed down. And then they go long to Stamatopoulos, laid off to Ibrahim Said, and challenge from McGregor results in a Motherwell throw in their own half on the far side.
Yeah, that's the one position probably for Motherwell. I'm just looking at it up front, is, you know, do they need somebody with a little bit more physique maybe, just to hold that ball up and allow then players to come and support.
Yeah, they have had a few injuries. They've got Esiola Sule, they brought in on loan from West Brom. He was injured pretty much as soon as he arrived. He was kind of ruled out as an option. Zach Robinson's been out for a while, long-term injured, with an Achilles issue since last December, really. He would provide a physical presence as Charles Cook is caught by Tony Ralston, bang in the middle of Motherwell's half.
Well, there you see the adaptability and flexibility, obviously, course of the Motherwell players too. You know, it was I think it was Elliot Watt comes deep, picks up the ball, and then Regan Charles Cook is almost in the centre circle, you know, way away from his position, and that's where Tony Ralston then is drawn into that position. He had to foul him to stop him getting good possession.
And that look deflects off of Emmanuel Longuello, signing. He's got 4 goals in 11 appearances this season, 3 of them in the Premiership. It's been quite a find for Motherwell as McGregor carries out and lays it to Scales, slides the pass to Tenekte on the far side touchline. He's got a bit to run. He comes inside and then the pitch is opened up and Tenekte gets it back. Good sliding challenge from Liam Gordon to prevent the Tunisian from latching onto that return ball. Now Ralston dinks it towards Sarachi on the left hand side of the box, eventually gets onto it, the Uruguayan, and then it's with McGregor, and then McCowan lays it back to McGregor, bang in the middle of Motherwell's half, then to Ralston to Maeda, right hand side, quite far infield though, and that's where he drives further and then loses his footing, and then a little back heel from Stamatolopoulos to Longuello, and then Longuello's carrying it into the Celtic half, and then he slips it for Stamatolopoulos, and a brilliant sliding challenge from Liam Scales. That was just superbly timed from the Irishman, because if not, Stamatolopoulos was going through on Schmeichel.
Yeah, it was a good break from Motherwell. Strong from the full back, driving through the middle of the pitch, but Scales just reading it and taking his other centre half, supporting him and helping him, and just slides across and wins the ball really, really well.
Maeda really struggled in this game so far after 15 minutes. Tenekte coming down the left, and he is dispossessed by Maswanize, who will carry it forward rather than clearing, and then the challenge in from Atate, and it stays in field, so Tenekte regathers, edge of the box on the far side, and he's dancing and carrying, and then tackle, and it goes out for a Motherwell throw on the far side.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about before the game, when Scales picks the ball up in that left back. Sarachi is playing almost like an inside left channel, and that just frees up that passing line, and Scales can play it almost 30 yards up the pitch to Tenekte, and then he's almost 30 yards from goal.
Goalless here at Celtic Park, goalless across the country on this triple bill of Premiership action, live on Sports Sounds. Listening to this here on BBC Radio Scotland Extra, on digital, online. As Motherwell throw it up the line, and Stamatolopoulos did score that penalty late on against Aberdeen last week to round off first win in the Premiership of the season for Motherwell, but he's struggled with injuries overall in his time at Motherwell and yet to prove himself as a lethal marksman in the box, although he does is a neat player for sure, as Maeda controls just off the touchline, but that's a poor pass, went behind McCowan, and now Ibrahim Said is breaking into the Celtic half. Carter Vickers and McGregor are back, Charles Cook runs beyond, but Said says calm down and gives it in field to Elliot Watt, and pings it back to Paul McGinn, and McGinn for Watt, back to McGinn, now Fadinger, the Austrian, back to McGinn, and Motherwell forced all the way back to Callum Ward, who's playing a good 10 yards outside his own penalty area. He has it, Ward gives it to Watts, and then it's square for McGinn, and Celtic opting not to really pressure on this occasion.
Yeah, well, Motherwell, they had a little bit of composure on the ball. If he can't go forward, he come back. A good play here from the left back.
Yeah, Longuello skipped away from Maeda there as if he wasn't there, and just the Celtic fans and a few of them around us just getting frustrated at Dyson Maeda. He's struggled, but got it back there, and Celtic now with it in the back line. Hatate takes it off Scales, crosses halfway, Rio Hatate, now it's Tenekte, and then back to Scales. Started 12 of 13 for Celtic this season. The Irishman gives it to Carter Vickers, and then along the ground to Maeda on the right hand side. Maeda again just doesn't look to have the confidence to take on his man at the moment. Dyson Maeda playing on the right rather than perhaps his preferred left hand sides. Back to Carter Vickers, who's in Motherwell territory, across to Scales. Scales curls a pass forward, but it's straight to Johnny Katrumbis, who will gather and then give it to Maswanise on halfway, and he is tackled by Rio Hatate. Hatate dribbling forward into Sarachi, who hooked the shot off target, And that was a chance for Celtic. They have had a couple, probably not enough. 19 minutes and it's goalless.
Yeah, I think he rushed it. It was a good ball, and he was played in, and he was breaking forward. I think he could even went further and just open up the pass to either Maeda or Iheanacho, but he elected just as he got the ball. He rushed it and he turned and he struck, and he didn't even hit the target. If you're going to have a strike, you've got to make the goalkeeper save. Motherwell under attack.
Said wins it and rolls it down the line to Maswanisi, up to the edge of the Celtic box on the far side. He's stopped initially by Scales, goes down the line and then stops, retreats, goes back to Katrumbas into Elliot Watt. Watt looks up, pings the right footed pass out to Longelo, the left back. Longelo to Paul McGinn carries forward a few yards, gives it to Longelo, and then his pass to Charles Cook is blocked by Maeda, and it breaks for Ralston, and then McCowan, McGregor, Carter Vickers back to Schmeichel onto his left foot, controls it and nudges it to Scales. Celtic's goal scoring troubles, we'll get back to that in a moment. Motherwell trying to hound Celtic here in their own box. Schmeichel controls, and Charles Cook, but they played it through the lines to Ralston. Let's get a quick update from Kerridine at Falkirk.
No goals here at the Falkirk Stadium. Falkirk Mill Rangers now, but the home side's made a really good energetic start. A couple of early chances for them, for Kyrell, Wilson and Ross McKeever. Rangers did have a goal disallowed for offside though in the first few minutes. It's very open, but it's 0-0.
Thank you to Kerridine. Motherwell with it at the back, goalless here. And let's get an update from Pittodrie from Stephen Craigan.
Yeah, you come to me, Thomas, when there's actually going to be a VAR check for a potential handball. I think it may have been Concreve. The ball came in from the right-hand side. There was a header down, it deflected up onto his arm. Don Robertson is coming for a review, but Aberdeen should be ahead in the game. Kevin Nisbet after 6 minutes. It's a lovely square ball by Jesper Karlsson to him. He had an open goal. He had Luke Graham standing on the line. All he had to do was avoid him, and the ball was in the back of the net. He didn't. He hit it right down his throat, and it was cleared off the line. So there is going to be a penalty check, but as yet it has not been given. So I'll get back to you and when I find out.
Yeah, thank you, Stephen. So no goals as yet, but potentially an Aberdeen penalty incoming. Motherwell playing patiently at the back here at Celtic Park, but Celtic, they're failed to score in 5 of their 12 games so far this season, which is as many as they failed to score in their entirety of last season. 57 games they played. They've had more goalless draws, 4 this season, than they had in the entirety of last season as well. So they really aren't the side in an attacking sense that they were. And as Paki and others mentioned in the build-up, even in this first half, played nearly a half of the first half. The intensity just hasn't quite been there as Iheanacho controls round about halfway, and then he lifts one over the top, and McCowan leaves it for Maeda, right-hand side of the area. Maeda goes past Fadinger, but the midfielder did recover, and he's managed to force Maeda to concede the goal kick. Goalless.
Yeah, the thing that Maeda has, he's got pace, but he hasn't got a trick in him to beat the player, and the player can read him. If he just stand off him a little bit, and match that ball that he plays past you, you have a chance.
Stephen, let's go back to Pittodrie, find the latest on that penalty.
Yeah, well, the penalty was given. Thomas Jesper Karlsson, who opened the scoring on Thursday night against Shakhtar, up he steps with the goal. Is it Aberdeen's first goal? It is! It's under the body of John McCracken. Aberdeen have been the more dominant team in the game. They should have been ahead before now, but it's Jesper Karlsson with a penalty low to the right-hand side of John McCracken. Aberdeen 1, Dundee 0.
Thanks, Stephen. Aberdeen's first league goal of the season in their 7th game. Goalless here at Celtic Park. Motherwell Celtic have had the better of the opportunities, the best of them for that one, which Motherwell caused all their own problems, and McGregor was denied by Callum Ward, but not the volume even they created against Hibernian last week in the league, as Callum Ward controls on the edge of the D, the Motherwell keeper. And then he goes long, spotted Maswanisi making a run from deep, and Scales, did that come off his arm? Jens Bertolascu thinks so. But the referee has given the free kick to Celtic, I think maybe for offside, as the home sides, the champions, coming forwards. Maeda back to Ralston, and then Carter Vickers to Scales. Scales slides the pass to Nekti. Nekti comes inside and then goes back to Liam Scales. Scales across to Carter Vickers, fires the pass to Maeda, right hand side. Charles Cook's back. Maeda stops, and then gives it to McCowan, continues his run. McCowan goes to Ralston. Ralston with a low cross, blocked by Charles Cook. Celtic corner.
Yeah, and you know that combination between Ralston and Maeda too isn't quite working yet. You know, Maeda gets the ball, Tony is trying to overlap him or that, and it isn't quite working the way it worked with Alistair Johnson when he was in that position up with Kuhn. Remember, that was a great relationship.
Yeah, Alistair Johnson expected back after the international break for Celtic. McCowan, left-footed corner, hangs it right to the back post. Carter Vickers gets his forehead on it, but Liam Gordon does likewise to send it away from the target. Carter Vickers chases it, keeps it in and gives it to Hatate, then to Sarachi, back to Hatate. Sarachi, who has impressed in his few appearances in the Celtic team. Assist for Maeda Kilmarnock, probably the peak moment. Now it's Tunekti. It just looked like he was getting round Katrumbas there, but the Australian managed to get a toe on it, and it goes behind for another Celtic corner, this time on the far side.
Yeah, he has got a trick in him, hasn't he? Tunekti, he'll go on the outside, come on the inside. He's got a little drop of a shoulder also. Difficult for any full-back up against him, but the full-back did very well now occasion.
McCowan from the other side curls towards the penalty spot. It's missed by the first Motherwell player. Drops just outside the area for Hatate. Now Iheanacho dummies the shot, then slides it on target. Blocked by Ward. McGregor on the volley. Blocked, was that by hand, and it breaks for the Celtic player. And then Skills with the header. Maeda with the header, and it's pulled away.
It's penalty.
And the penalty is given. The referee, Callum Scott, took a second as the Motherwell player rushed out to block it. I think it was Charles Cook, he had his arms out, and the referee took his time, pointed to the penalty spot, and Celtic are going to get the chance.
Yeah, it's one of them. It's really difficult when you're so many yards from a player, and you get out there and you try to make yourself as big as possible, and your balance is off and your arms come up, and I think the Celtic players reacted right away and called for it. But they probably should have put it in the back of the net anyway. There was 2 or 3 chances. Goalkeeper had a big save in the middle of it all.
So I think this penalty, they're happy with it. It's handball, and they're just going to make sure there's no untidiness in the build-up that might have, in terms of a Celtic infringement, that might then have made the penalty mute. But no, they're going to confirm the on-field decision. This is going to be a penalty. It is a Celtic penalty, and the chance for the champions to take the lead here after 26.5 minutes, and it's Callum McGregor has the ball in his hands here. Well, Kelechi Iheanacho, of course, took the one on his debut against Kilmarnock, and now the captain hands it to Iheanacho, and it is going to be the Celtic striker who scored the stoppage time against Kilmarnock from the spot. Of course, had that goal.
I'm not sure if he really wanted it, did he? He didn't go and say, listen, give it to me. It was almost like Callum McGregor asked him, do you want it?
Ward dancing on the line, making himself as big as possible. It is Kelechi Iheanacho, short run up, stutters, left-footed, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, and Celtic have the opening goal. Knee slide from Iheanacho, hands in the air, and there is relief and joy around Celtic Park, because after 28 minutes, it is Celtic 1, Motherwell 0.
Yeah, that should settle them now a little bit, but Iheanacho almost relief. I'm not sure if he really wanted the penalty, but given it by the captain, took on the responsibility, and that little hesitating run up, and the goalkeeper was away, went the wrong way, and he was away too early, and allowed Iheanacho then to pick his spot on the opposite side.
Third Celtic goal in 6 appearances for Kelechi Iheanacho, and of course had that one on Thursday night disallowed in pretty bemusing, to say the least.
Yeah, it was an incredible decision, wasn't it? When you look back at it and you look at the replays, there's no way that was a handball, so that could have changed the game, and it might change the output of all the discussions that everybody had after the game.
Oh, that's a clumsy touch from Longelo as he collected it from the goalkeeper, but then he wins it back. Now it's Watt, fires it forward to his side, cannons off his body, but he's scampered after it and got it and gives it to Katrumbas. And now Motherwell are going to be tested here, because the crowd have come to life a bit at Celtic Park, and the fans are relieved that their team have got the breakthrough which hadn't looked too likely before that penalty spot. Don't get me wrong, they'd created the better openings, but it wasn't like it was the goalkeeper making save after save as it goes wide to Nekti on the touchline, away from one, and then combines with Sirachi. He's marshalled by two Motherwell players, but he thought he'd won the corner there, but it's come back off the Celtic player, and it's a goal kick to Motherwell.
There is an opportunity, maybe, I think, for him to put that ball in a little bit quicker. If you're a striker and you're in there, you want that ball to come in, not for him to check back again, because you make your run and you hope that ball is going to come into your path. But if then the frustration happens when he checks back again, very difficult to read.
And Celtic trying to force it through on the edge of the box. Iheanacho has it towards this near touchline. Celtic 1, Motherwell 0. McGregor looks up, gives it square to Scales. Scales over to Nekti, up against Katrumbis. Difficult to pin down, but it takes two of them. Breaks for Sirachi, curls the cross in, side-footed away by Elliot Watt, and Saeed, who is one of the top chance creators in the Premiership this season, playing in the 10th position for Motherwell, and he's battling with McGregor, and Motherwell have won the throw just about at halfway. Let's go to Stephen Craigan. There's been a goal at Pittodrie.
Indeed there has been, Thomas, and once again has gone to the home side. Really good play again by Aberdeen down the left-hand side. Carlson was involved, Sheesh was involved, but I got to say, it's a really unorthodox finish. He's lying on the ground, he has a shot, ricochets back to him, he's lying on the ground, but somehow manages to stretch his right leg out and two-poke the ball past John McCracken, a goal. It's now Aberdeen 2, Dundee 0.
Aberdeen goals like buses on Union Street now.
Yeah, and where was Wally Miller when they're getting 2 goals?
Oh, bless him, he was up McDermott Park for a goalless draw yesterday. As Aberdeen go 2-0 up, Celtic 1-0 up here, still goalless at Falkirk. Between Falkirk and Rangers, will bring you right up to date with any action there through Kennedy as and when. Callum Ward, the Motherwell goalkeeper, with the ball in his own box. Celtic opting not to press him as he just shuffles out of the area, knocks it to Liam Gordon as it goes back towards, as then it's away to Gordon out to Katrumbis on the touchline, and then he's played that long, but the striker Stamatolopoulos wasn't on the same page.
Yeah, while they have got composure at the back and they'll play it around and they'll try and drag Celtic players in to press them, the final ball that they've...
Maeda's cross comes off Paul McGinn, breaks for Longelo, and sliding challenge from Ralston, breaks from Maeda into Iheanacho, touch goes down the edge of the box. Maeda's team shot is deflected slightly and rolls towards Callum Ward. Iheanacho is still down, and Celtic are not getting the free kick for that one. And they have the ball though, McCowan, and a bit of space halfway up Motherwell territory into Hatate. Hatate gives it to Nekti. Now Celtic are going to stop play, or the referee, is going to stop play because Iheanacho is still down just inside the Motherwell penalty area.
Yeah, he hasn't got up, and that's for sure. Whether he was caught or twisted his ankle when he was trying to control the ball, I'm not sure, but the referee didn't give anything. There was no big real shout from anybody. Whether he's been stood on, I'm not 100% sure, but he's back up now on his feet and he's walking, so the referee will restart play over on the left-hand side.
Yeah, I think the Celtic fans were frustrated, one, that the foul wasn't given, but then almost frustrated at Iheanacho for not getting up quicker, because they were on the attack there. They're going to get the ball back from the referee now as Sirachi sends it backwards to Liam Scales. Now Carter Vickers to McCowan, first time pass under pressure to Scales. Scales to Nekti, to Hatate. Hatate finds McGregor, or just about found McGregor. He made a good run, the Celtic captain, but Liam Gordon was there first. Rain coming down at Celtic Park as Hatate hooks into the channel. Sirachi chases it, digs out the cross. McGinn away at the near post, chested by McCowan. That allows Watt to clear, and then he's caught late by McCowan. Motherwell free kick.
Yeah, I was saying earlier about Motherwell, yes, they're getting the ball, the goalkeeper has it, he'll knock it to the centre halves, they play into midfield, they play it back to the centre halves. but the final ball from there, and they're pinned in their own half to the forwards and beyond even the Celtic defence is very, very poor.
Another goal at Pittodrie, Stephen Craigan.
Yes, Thomas, those buses just keep coming. You mentioned it, a great play again by Aberdeen. Stuart Armstrong makes a lovely run down the left-hand side, fizzes a ball across goal with his left foot, and it's Giamfi, the left back, who's in the middle of the 6-yard box. He uses his right foot, just guides it in off the post in the far corner, past John McCracken. It's Aberdeen 3, Dundee 0.
Wow. Aberdeen in control at Pittodrie. Celtic in control, not as commanding a scoreline, but 1-0 in front here, still goalless between Falkirk and Rangers. And as you said it, Packy, Motherwell have looked tidy enough at times, but they're just lacking a bit of
penetration, and you know, good making movement maybe up the front, and you know, if they're going to play balls up to their centre forwards, Stamatopoulou, he's got to then be in a position where he's going to hold it in and then get that support to him.
Brilliantly played out though this time by Motherwell, as it was worked from Fadinger to the right back of Trumbus. He got up to halfway before he was caught by Hatate. Now it's Tunekti, who's swarmed by claret and amber jerseys every time he touches the ball, but he reverses a pass nicely to Sarachi. That's a big shoulder from Maswanisi, and he's penalised. Celtic free kick, left side of the box on the far side.
Yeah, that was another example of Motherwell, you know, building it, breaking the press, but then just giving the ball away when they get into an area where maybe they could build and try and catch Celtic on the counter-attack. Celtic winning it back and then putting them under pressure, winning their free kick.
Yeah, it's kind of just towards the corner of the box for Celtic, where we have 10 minutes or so to the break here at Celtic Park. Celtic 1, Motherwell 0. Kelechi Iheanacho's penalty, and it's going to be McCowan, his left foot, who is going to take. The referee organises the two-man Motherwell wall, just gives them their yards, and now rain starting to swirl round Celtic Park in the east end of Glasgow. Celtic looking to build on their lead here. McCowan delivers over scales, and Stamatoulopoulos heads it up and outside the area. Sent back by Sarachi, but Celtic players were offside, and it goes through toward the goalkeeper. Remains Celtic 1, Motherwell 0. Out to Fadinger, and then Gordon. Motherwell maybe just not quite getting enough movement. And their 12-game unbeaten run under threat, as it's worked to Said though, who's able to scamper over halfway, and then looking at playing Maswanisi, and there's a mistake. Maswanisi save from Schmeichel, but then dives on the loose ball. What a chance that was for Motherwell. Mistake from Sarachi, but the goalkeeper to the rescue.
Yeah, it was a good break. Again, broke the press. This time Said in a good position, lots of space to drive into, and he hits the pass, but Sarachi read it and then fumbles, falls, and gives it a big opportunity for Motherwell.
And here come Motherwell down the left, slowed down slightly as it goes back to Elliot Watt. Charles Cook controls. It's a bit slow tempo, has a little drop of the shoulder, and again Charles Cook, but McCowan showed no signs of blinking. Back to Paul McGinn to Elliot Watt. Watts shifts it onto the right, and then back, rolls it to Charles Cook, and it's just allowed Celtic to push them back slightly, and then it's into a tight space for Longelo, and then Celtic get the press on, but they've infringed in the middle of the pitch as they tried to pinch possession, and it's a Motherwell free kick 15 or so yards into the Celtic half.
Yeah, well, it gets them up into that sort of kind of almost attacking third. Whether they'll play it long or not, I'm not 100% sure. Liam Gordon would be a target if he goes up. Paul McGinn also has gone up, but I don't see Liam Gordon going up, so I assume they might take it short and try and build. Oh, he's going now. He's obviously been speaking to, I think it's Elliot Watt, who's over the ball.
I think there might have been another goal up Pittodrie potentially, but we'll VAR check, I'm being told, so we'll get to that after this Motherwell free kick, hopefully. Elliot Watts is over it, right-footed, floats it into the area. Stamatoulopoulos gets a head on it after it dropped over the defender, but it goes behind for a Celtic goal kick. Stephen Craigan, bring us up to speed.
But it could be a fourth goal for Aberdeen. It's a free kick on the right hand side, and Carlson, who I have to say has been magnificent in the first half, he puts in a delightful cross from the free kick. Stuart Armstrong gets the header, John McCracken saves it, and Jack Millen taps it in with his shoulder, I think. But Jack Millen may have been offside from the initial free kick, and he is. It has been ruled out.
Chance here from Maeda, and goal. Ward had to come out and block it, and Sirachi picks up in the box. He's floated it across looking for Tunekti, but Motherwell have managed to clear it, but Scales picks up the scraps. Now it's Tunekti. That was a bit more like it from Maeda, running in behind. Goalkeeper made the stop though, and now Hattati goes down edge of the box. Referee unmoved. Celtic fans unhappy, but Said breaks up the pitch. Motherwell coming forward. Maswanise, McGregor recovers, gets a toe on it, and Scales then knocks it back to Schmeichel. Takes a touch and just gets the pass to Scales, and then McGregor remains. Celtic 1, Motherwell 0, Packy.
Yeah, and listen, I think it was the right decision from the referee. It looked like Hattati. It was a bad touch from Tony Ralston.
Yeah, and Motherwell are in here edge of the box. Longello dummies the shot and when it go on the right foot, and then Celtic managed to snuff out the opportunity. Said still has it for Motherwell. Forced out to the right hand side of Maswanise, cross, 6-yard box, and it's in. It's into the back of the net. Stamatolopoulos celebrates, and Motherwell have found an equaliser, and it's all come from the error at the back from Celtic. Motherwell have reworked it, fired in at the near post, and Stamatolopoulos was there to finish, and it is Celtic 1, Motherwell 1, 5 minutes to the break.
Yeah, listen, it was a mistake from Tony Ralston. Initially over in this right hand side, he miscontrolled it, allowed Motherwell to get possession. Celtic could have had an opportunity to rectify the situation, didn't when the ball went out to Maswanise out on the right hand side. He put a brilliant ball into that 6-yard box, and there was Stamatolopoulos to put the ball into the back of the net to make it 1 each.
Goal at Falkirk as well, Kerridine.
Rangers have taken the lead. Really good stuff from Cornelius on the left side. A brilliant ball across, and there was Bojan Majowski from about a yard out to stab the ball home. Against the run of play, you have to say, because up until now Falkirk have been really good. But 5 minutes before the break, it's Falkirk 0, Rangers 1.
And this goal is just being checked as the referee puts the finger to the ear here.
Yeah, so listen, he got in between Carter Vickers and Scales. The ball in was superb, low with pace in round the 6-yard box. Goalkeeper couldn't come for it, and he's just got his toe to it. Whether he was in an offside position or not, we'll see in a moment, but it was a great ball in. But just again, Celtic, giving the ball away in a really bad position, almost about 30 yards from goal, and then under pressure.
Well, Motherwell have scored in all but one game this season. That was the goalless draw against St Mirren. Have they continued that streak here? And the goal is going to stand here. Goal stands. Motherwell have hit back. Maswanise to Stamatolopoulos, pouncing on Celtic uncertainty at the back. And it's as you were here at Celtic Park, the champions peg back. And we were saying Motherwell lacked a bit of punch, a bit of penetration. That was more like it, but here comes Celtic immediately. Maeda right inside the box, then McCowan tried to put it through the legs of Fadinger. He's won it though, the Austrian. Fadinger carrying out from the back, gives it to Longello, and then gets the return, the left back up to halfway. Motherwell now inside's free in the middle if he could find him. He's tried to float the ball over Sirachi, who gets ahead on it. Inside ball there, but Katrumbis on it now for Motherwell. Longello, he's going to line up the strike, blocked, and then it comes for Charles Cook, but McGregor beats him to it, but then could only move it away towards the touchline, and Charles Cook has it. Longello crowded out by Ralston, and then the referee's whistle goes here as Charles Cook taking a sore one. He's given Motherwell the free kick, so that goal has somewhat energised Motherwell.
Yeah, it's given them confidence, and you can see that they're well prepared, and they're that confidence has been there for a long time now. And when you get a goal, especially here at Celtic Park, and you get yourself back into the game, then that confidence grows even more.
And you can hear the Motherwell fans away to our right in the corner of Celtic Park enjoying their afternoon. They've enjoyed the season so far. They would have liked more wins, of course, but some of the football and how difficult to beat or unbeatable at this stage they have been. as Watt sends it in. Header up into the sky, and it's bouncing around the Celtic box before Tinekti clears. Katrumbis strokes it back to Callum Ward. 1.5 minutes left of the first half plus stoppage time. Katrumbis up the line to Maswanisi, takes it on the turn, and he's been caught by Sarachi. Motherwell free kick.
Yeah, he didn't have to dive in there, did he? He just puts more pressure on his team. This free kick will be played in again into the box with McGinn and Gordon gone up.
Yeah, the cavalry arriving. Celtic going to hold their line beyond the D, the edge of their own box. 1 minute to the break. Celtic 1, Motherwell 0. Stamatolopoulos cancelling out Iheanacho's penalty, and it's going to be Watt to deliver on the far side from deep. That's a bit of a flat ball, but it's Maswanisi at the near post, controls it back to goal, then Said scoops in the cross, but it's too close to Schmeichel, who claims it.
Yeah, it was just a loopy cross, wasn't it? If he had a wee bit of pace on that, he had bodies in there, and it could have been much more difficult for Schmeichel. He just comes and collects and then just rolls the ball out. Oh, it's a bad ball.
Given away,
McGregor.
Yeah, given away by McGregor at the back, and now it's Maswanisi's into the box away from one. He goes down, and the referee unmoved. I think he maybe just lost his footing there to Wanda Maswanisi, but it's given away again by Celtic to Longiello, and now it's Regan Charles-Cook, left-hand side of the area, into the box now, shifts onto the right foot. He's crowded out by green and white hoops, still with a chance, cross deflected into the arms of Schmeichel, who's having a real go at his defenders.
Yeah, he's having a go at Maeda because he threw that ball out to him and he was on his heels, and they ended up, they lost the ball again. They've been giving it away now, and there was a very dangerous position. McGregor was the culprit on the last occasion, then the throw out, and it just puts frustration among the fans.
And you can hear them as Ralston controls it, and he's under pressure immediately from Longiello, but he's fouled. Tony Ralston. Celtic free kick. We've got 3 minutes added at the end of this first half. We play 40 seconds beyond the 45 minutes. Brendan Rodgers just giving a little clap to his team. He's trying to G them up, I think, because they weren't sparkling before taking the lead, but since conceding, they've been all over the place a bit in possession. Carter Vickers up to Ralston, goes back to Schmeichel in the groans, now greeting every backwards Celtic pass. Scales short of halfway, gives it to Atati, then back to McGregor. McGregor to Carter Vickers. Carter Vickers to Maeda on the right hand side. Maeda, bit of space before Charles Cook gets back. Overlap from Ralston. Maeda to Atati, edge of the box. Dink pass for Maeda, across goal, and that's a brilliant challenge from Paul McGinn. And it's Liam Gordon, I think, actually, who's got in there and scooped it away as Iheanacho was looking for a tap in.
Yeah, it was good build-up play, nice little ball over the top for Maeda, who continued his run. Just needed maybe Iheanacho to react a little bit quicker. I think Gordon had all the time in the world just to get his foot to it and knock it away for a corner.
Luke McCowan to deliver from this near side, left-footed, hangs it to the back post. Scales went up and he was tussling with Flethinger, I think, and neither of them got anything on it, and it sails through for a Motherwell goal kick. 1-1 here at Celtic Park.
Yeah, you can see the frustration though among the Celtic fans, and I'm sure at half-time they'll vent that frustration a little bit, because things haven't been going in the way that you would expect. Even when going 1-0 up, they haven't actually been able to stamp their authority on the game.
No, they haven't. And Callum Ward sends it long. Probably we've got 30 seconds left of this first half. Atati hooks it long. Motherwell send it back. Carter Vickers header. Tinekti with a leap, and it comes off the top of his head. And out for a throw-in on the far side to Motherwell, just at halfway. And I think Motherwell will go to the dressing room pretty happy at 1-1 here as they throw it back to Liam Gordon. 10 seconds left. Ward's high into the sky. Carter Vickers is unchallenged and he chests it backwards. And there is the half-time whistle. And there's a few boos around the place. It's 1-1. Iheanacho's penalty after Regan Charles Cook was done for handball put Celtic in front, but Stamatolopoulos has brought Motherwell level. Let's cross to the Falkirk Stadium with Alistair Lamont.
Final chance, you would imagine, of the first period. We've gone beyond the 3 minutes. As Tavernier from the left-hand side curls in the corner. Suter can't get there, and it's picked up by McCann, but he won't have the chance to mount the counter-attack here because Matthew McDermott has blown the half-time whistle and brings to an end a first period in which Falkirk, for long swathes, played the better football, looked the more dangerous side, but could not find the opening goal. They had various efforts. McKeever had a shot saved just after the quarter of an hour mark. That was saved, and then Wilson turned the rebound wide. That was after Rangers did have the ball in the net in 4 minutes. That was chopped off for a Mikey Moore offside to deny Jedi Gassama his first league goal. Williams sent an effort just wide from 20 yards as well just before the interval. Cornelius sent a really good ball in from the left hand side at the end of a terrific Rangers move down the left, and there was Bojan Majowski poaching inside the 6 yard box to tap home to make the half-time scoreline. Falkirk 0, Rangers 1.
Every goal,
Brilliant goal! My goodness me!
every game,
It is absolutely bedlam in the away end!
every kick of the ball.
I cannot believe what I'm seeing here!
This is Sports Sound
Sports Sound.
from BBC Radio Scotland.
On BBC iPlayer,
I'm going to fight till the death.
19 celebrities are about to enter the traitor's castle. But this game doesn't care who you are.
I'm here to win.
This is life or death, isn't it?
In here, their glamorous lives count for nothing.
National treasures. Gone. I want to win, I'm not going to lie. I want to win. It is a game at the end of the day.
The Celebrity Traitors.
May the worst person win.
Starts Wednesday night on BBC iPlayer.
Well, that's certainly going to be exciting. Maybe not quite as exciting as the Scottish Premiership, which has thrown up plenty once again this afternoon. As things stand, half-times, Falkirk 0, Rangers 1, Celtic 1, Motherwell 1, and Aberdeen 3, Dundee 0 in the SWPL Cup this afternoon. Aberdeen women beat Kilmarnock 3-1, Hibernian 9-0 winners over Motherwell. Partick Thistle beat Livingston 7-0. It was 12-0 for Rangers against St Johnstone. Latest scorelines late on: Gartcairn 1, Queen's Park 2, Spartans 1, Celtic 3, and at half-time it's Hearts 4, Montrose 0. Hamilton against Glasgow City kicks off at 4 o'clock in the English Premier League today. Late on: Aston Villa 2, Burnley 1, Everton 1, Crystal Palace 1, Newcastle United 2, Nottingham Forest 0, Wolves 1, Brighton 1. In fact, Everton have scored late. They've just gone 2-1 in front against Crystal Palace. The 4:30 kickoff is Brentford against Manchester City. In the week ahead, well, first and foremost, remember, sports scene highlights tonight at 7:15. Today's 3 matches plus the 3 from yesterday. From Monday onwards, online, you'll be able to see the SBFL Lower League highlights, all the best of the action from the Championship Leagues 1 and 2. And then the big game is on Thursday night, live on Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland, live on Sports Scene on the telly, Scotland against Greece, as Steve Clarke's team continues its World Cup qualifying campaign. They'll be off the ball at 10:30 on Thursday night, and the second part of the double-header, of course, on Sunday, so that's next Sunday, a week today. Scotland against Belarus is a 5 o'clock kickoff. So let's wrap up the first 45 minutes of action around the country. We'll start with Stephen Craigan, who is at Pittodrie and probably can't quite believe what he's been witnessing.
Well, I've been trying to keep notes, Richard, and I'm thinking through 3 pages. That tells you how exciting it's been and all the goal-mouth action. I've got to say, Aberdeen's first 45 minutes is the best it's been for a long, long time. Not even the best this season, the best for a long, long time. They've been dominant in the game right from the get-go. They got after Dundee. There was a real sense on the pitch that they fancied it this afternoon. I have to say, Jesper Karlsson has been unplayable at times. He's been given that free role in behind Kevin Nisbet just to go and find space, to go and try and create a little bit of havoc. But he's got the quality, he's got the awareness, he's got the sharpness. He's been involved in everything good about Aberdeen. I mean, they should have been ahead actually before they got ahead, but it was an 11-minute spell in the first half, from 22 minutes to 33, where they just blew Dundee away and Dundee couldn't cope at all. The first goal came from the penalty spot actually after Kevin Nisbet should have scored, Gyamfi should have scored, but it was a penalty kick. It was across the right hand side. It was a headed clearance from a Dundee player. I think it was Luke Graham, and it was controlled on the arm by Cameron Congreve. Don Robertson didn't give it in real time. He had to go and have a look at VAR. It was a recommendation. the minute he had a look at it, he was always going to give a penalty kick. He controlled it with his hand, and up stepped Jesper Karlsson to slam it past John McCracken. He got the first goal on Thursday night against Shakhtar, and he got Aberdeen's first league goal of the season on match day 7. He slammed it past John McCracken. Shortly after, it was 2-0. This time it was Avshish. It was good play again down the left-hand side. Karlsson was at the heart of it. The ball came across the box. Avshish had a shot. Suddenly the ball looked as if it was caught amongst a number of bodies. Avshish was landing the ground, and somehow he just stretched his right foot out, landing the ground, and just toe poked the ball into the left-hand corner past John McCracken. At that stage, it was fully deserved. It was then 3-0. Stuart Armstrong, rolling back the years, made a great run into the left-hand channel. He didn't even lift his head. He just fizzed the ball across goal, and there was Giamfi, the left back, supposedly standing in the middle of the 6-yard box, just opened up his right foot, and the ball was tapped in off the far post. So Dundee were hanging on. Armstrong had a header. Armstrong had a shot. Karlsson had a shot over the crossbar. So Dundee, I think, are lucky just to be 3 goals behind. They've been too easy to play against, too easy to play through, and I can imagine it will be a buoyant dressing room, because I can tell you it's certainly a buoyant home end here at Pittodrie. At half-time, it's Aberdeen 3, Dundee 0.
It's remarkable, isn't it? 561 minutes they went without scoring a goal in the Premiership this season. But those goals from Karlsson, from Ashish, from Giamfi, Aberdeen 3-0 up at half-time against Dundee, and 3-0 has been the biggest win of any team in the Premiership so far this season. So not only might they win, but they might set a record for the campaign. 3-0 for Aberdeen against Dundee. It is all tied up, one apiece. Celtic against Motherwell at Celtic Park. Let's get the half-time thoughts of Pat Bonner and Thomas Duncan.
Yeah, where I think the big question was what Celtic are going to see, the one that's kind of struggled for intensity and struggling for goals relative to what we've seen in recent seasons, or was it going to be a rejuvenated Celtic? And they have had the better of the play, Richard. They've had 7 shots, 5 on target, to Motherwell's 2 on target, so they have been the dominant team as you would expect. But you know, Callum Ward's, perhaps before the goal, the penalty, only had one really good save to make, and that was the one where Motherwell actually created the chance for Celtic by some poor play in their own box, and McGregor had the shot, which Ward did well to save with his legs. And then the breakthrough did come via the penalty spot after Reagan Charles-Cook was penalised for a handball as he rushed out to close down a shot from the edge of the box after a corner. Callum Scott took his time but pointed to the penalty spot, and Kelechi Iheanacho stepped up and sent the goalkeeper the wrong way to give Celtic the leads. Motherwell had, looking forward to seeing how they would stand up against, with their style of play and playing out from the back against this Celtic side. But Celtic haven't really pressed them, and they've managed to work it into some nice positions without really threatening until the goal, of course. Maswanise with a brilliant cross down the right-hand side coming from a phase where Tony Rawson gave away the ball, and then Stamatopoulos with a really good near-post run and finish to level things up, and that seemed to set Celtic back a bit. They were a bit sloppy in possession, and so it's finally poised at the break. Celtic won, Motherwell won, Pat Bonner, and Celtic, although they've had the clearer chances, there's not a sense really that the goalkeeper Callum Ward's had to make save after save.
No, he had a couple of saves, but listen, Celtic were the architects of their own downfall, giving the ball away in bad positions. Like Motherwell tried to play out of the back, got to a point where they weren't really hurting Celtic in their own third, and then Celtic started giving the ball away, and that allowed then Motherwell to get back into the game, and they got their goal. And I think Stamatopoulos, he almost wanted the goal more than anybody else. He slid in, he got it, and it puts Motherwell back into this game. And anything can happen. You can see the frustration from the crowd also at times, and especially when Celtic are in good position and they play the ball backwards. That is not what Celtic fans want. They want to be on the front foot, and that is missing a little bit from some of the players today.
Yeah, Celtic still absolutely looking for that verve, that dynamism that we so often associate with their play. It hasn't happened so far this afternoon. 1-1 they are. We'll get back to the Falkirk Rangers game in just a moment or two. Let's go quickly to Brian McLaughlin, who was on the verge of bringing us some excellent news from the Dunhill Links. Brian?
Yeah, we can confirm that now. Robert McIntyre is the winner of the 2025 Dunhill Links Championship on 18 under par. It's a 4-shot lead in the end over his fellow Ryder Cup teammate Tyrrell Hatton. Bob's only blemish in the day was a bogey at the 17th hole, but prior to that, birdies at 1, 4, 5, 7, 10, 13 and 16 had given them an unassailable lead, to be fair, and it's been magnificent golf here from Bob McIntyre. The tournament's still going on at the moment. moment, but none of the players left out on either of the three courses, either here at St Andrews, at Kingsbarns, or up at Carnoustie, can get anywhere near Bob. So a terrific result for Bob McIntyre, and also, Richard, great result as well for Scott Jamieson today. He's finished on 12 under par, which takes him into a tie for 5th place. Really important for Scott Jamieson, because we're into the final stages of this season, and as things were standing, it looked like Scott was going to be losing his European Tour privileges playing card, but that's catapulted him up 30 spots into 89th position, and only the top 110, I think it is, Richard, that's going to be securing their place. So a massive week, still a few weeks to go, but that now looks as if Scott Jamieson's place in the European Tour is secure for next season. But for Bob McIntyre, he said after last week at the Ryder Cup, the only thing that was missing from this year was a win. Well, he didn't have to wait too long, Richard, and he has it here at the home of golf. Bob McIntyre has won the Dunhill Links Championship.
And that will go a long way, of course, to maintaining his position high up in the the top players in the world. Remarkable for Robert McIntyre, and well done indeed to Scott Jamieson. That I mean, in many ways, that's probably even more important to Scott than the win was to Bob McIntyre. Brilliant, and it's been a tough old week, and I know lots of people going across and watch the golf, and it's been really, really testing conditions for doing that. But well done to everybody who went along, and congratulations to, in particular, Robert McIntyre, who is the Dunhill Links champion for 2025. Right, quickly back to Richard Foster watching on at the Falkirk Stadium. John McGlynn's going to be absolutely distraught, isn't he, that his team are trailing at this stage at half-time?
Yeah, because not only were they the better side, they had relative control in the game. Rangers didn't look like they knew how to hurt them. Mikey Moore's tried to get in behind a couple of times, but he hasn't timed his run very well. He's been offside. Majowski keeps dropping into little pockets to almost create a box in midfield where Joe Rothwell drops down beside Connor Barron as a 2, and then Raskan and Majowski form that box. I think they then look for the penetration from their wide players, but they haven't been getting it. I think there was one instance in the first half where the ball goes in behind to Gassama. Now it's not a great ball, but he just looks at it go over his head and then kind of gives up. And you think, well, you know, just on this pitch in these conditions, just get after the ball and make something happen. Falkirk on the other side have been excellent. They've moved the ball quickly. They've got the ball wide. Rangers go very, very narrow when they're defending their box, so it allows balls to come into their box pretty frequently. By and large, they've either dealt with it well, or Falkirk have picked the wrong option, or couldn't get a finish. Butland's come up with another big save from Ross McKeever, but both down the left and down the right, Falkirk have been very, very good. The 2 in midfield, the deeper ones, have picked up second balls, and they just regenerate the attacks. And Rangers, Al spoke about it, there's no distinct pattern. It's not like they do the same things all the time. The only thing that's consistent is Tavernier will step into that midfield area on the build-up, but they're so slow that Falkirk don't have to move. They found it for the most part very, very easy to contain Rangers and cope with them. That being said, the goal was one of the times Rangers moved the ball 1 and 2 touch. They've got runners beyond the ball. Cornelius runs beyond the ball, takes up a good position on the edge of the box, puts in a fantastic cross, and Majowski, who's a striker, as you know, Rich, who craves on that service. There was one, I think it was before that, with Raskan, and he's got to put the ball in first time. Majowski makes brilliant movement, makes space in front of the defender, doesn't get the ball. So if you put the ball in the box, Majowski will get on the end of things. But so far, Rangers have, while they're winning, they've not played well, which I suppose in a sense could please Russell Martin, because they're winning the game, and he would still figure that the best is yet to come, because Falkirk should be so aggrieved to not be ahead in this game. And hopefully they come out and they play the second half in the same vein, because I thought they've been very, very good, but that weakness of conceding goals is obviously why they find themselves second bottom. So they're going to need to turn that round today. They're going to need to get themselves in the score sheet, but it's still finely poised, because this game's not over yet.
Well, Rangers know that if they can keep that long-awaited clean sheet away from home, they will take all 3 points from the Falkirk Stadium. But 45 minutes to go there. Remember, 1-1 Celtic against Motherwell. Iannacho's penalty cancelled out shortly before half-time by Apostolos Stamatolopoulos. And, of course, Aberdeen going crazy. Had to wait 561, or at least they went 561 minutes without scoring, and then 3 in the space of just 11 minutes from Carlson, Aushish and Gyamfi. Aberdeen are 3-0 up against Dundee, and they'll be looking to at least maintain that in the second half and really boost confidence before the international break. Remember, you've got a choice of listening. Whatever happens at Pittodrie, you'll hear about it right here on Sports, and we'll keep you across that. Celtic against Motherwell with Thomas Duncan and Pat Bonner live on BBC Radio Scotland Extra, digital, medium wave and online. Also online and on BBC Sounds and FM, Falkirk against Rangers is the offering with Al Lamont and Richard Foster.
This is Sports Sound
from BBC Radio Scotland.
Welcome back to Celtic Park. Celtic have only lost one of their past 44 home league games that have come straight after a European tie. That was to Hearts in December 2023. Are Motherwell going to make it 2-45, or are Celtic going to get the win they need to close the gap at the top to Hearts to just 2 points before the international break? And there don't appear to be any changes from either side at the start of the second half as Celtic get us underway. Shooting from right to left. Green and white hoops, white shorts, white socks. Motherwell in the claret and amber as Schmeichel knocks it to Scales. And then Sarachi back to Scales and then Schmeichel. Celtic searching for that intensity that you would expect, at least in the last 3-4 seasons. When you come to Celtic Park, Celtic are going to pepper your goal. Hasn't really transpired this campaign. Just scored 18 in 12 and a half games. Although that one from Stamatolopoulos, only the third goal Celtic have conceded domestically this season, after conceding in the 4-1 against Falkirk in the League Cup, which mattered little. And then obviously the Kilmarnock game as Katrumbis heads that ball away to Maswanise. Sarachi trying to win it back, but it's Fandinger who has it. He's under pressure from Hatate, going all the way back towards his own goal. Goalkeeper comes out to offer an option and clears it long with the right foot. Header from Carter Vickers into Maeda, centre of the pitch. Tried to nip it away from Watt, didn't manage it, and it breaks for Paul McGinn, who gives it to Longelo. And then Stamatolopoulos, the Motherwell goal scorer, breaks off a player, and Maeda couldn't get there ahead of Liam Gordon, who lashes it out for a Celtic throw on the far side.
Yeah, you can see, obviously, the start of the game. It'll be interesting to see if intensity is in the Celtic game, or is the frustration still going to be here with the fans. They're trying to build the game, obviously, from the back and through the middle of the pitch, but not over successful in this opening period of the game so far, giving the ball away nearly again from Maeda.
Stamatolopoulos is looking at the referee as if to say that was a free kick, but the referee disagrees, and McGregor carries it out the centre circle for Celtic, gives it to Hatate, back to McGregor. McGregor finds Tunekti. Tunekti slides it to McGregor. McGregor with a backheel return, but Katrumbis read it and wins it back for Motherwell. Heavy touch from Katrumbis allows Hatate to make the challenge, breaks back to the Australian. Maswanise dispossessed from behind by Sarachi, and now it's Ralston. Ralston has Maeda to his right, finds the Japanese forwards. Maeda checks and then goes down the outside, and he's won a corner for Celtic.
I don't know why he has to check back there, because he's obviously has the pace to beat his opponent, and that's his game. Once he checks back, then it becomes more difficult for him.
Celtic corner on the far side. Luke McCowan ready to take. The referee just making sure that the players are obeying the rules. Edge of the 6-yard box. Still having a word with both sets of players. Callum Scott.
Yeah, they're all crowded up and just past the penalty spot. Liam Scales, Maeda, defenders trying to block them off.
McCowan goes short to the corner of the area. Back to McCowan from Tuneke, in to the box and glanced away behind for another corner by Longelo. Celtic trying to make this spell of pressure count. 3.5 minutes in as two balls come on the pitch, which slows things down. This time Maswanise goes out to cover the short option, and McCowan is going to send it into the near post. Won by Longelo though. McGregor to Hatate. Hatate done well to get away from Saeed, and he's fouled him. The Motherwell number 90.
Yeah, just talking about set pieces, there's very few times that you look at Celtic and you think they're a real threat from set piece and corners. Maybe the odd run from Scales across the near post.
Tenekti cross blocked. Sirachi goes after it, fetches it, and that's a poor pass from Sirachi, and Tenekti has to scramble to keep it in, and his pass just smashed behind Scales, didn't have any other option, and it just takes the sting out of Celtic's attack as Sirachi switches it with the left foot. Maeda wins the header, and it's Iheanacho, edge of the area, back to goal, lays it off to Tenekti, but it's offside against the Celtic striker.
Yes, again, just not flowing for Celtic, is it? You know, they've got plenty of possession of the ball, but it looks very laboured, and at times just not, the relationship between the players is just not coming off, is it?
Yeah, and I wonder how long it'll be before we see the likes of Nygren and Balikwisha, or Engels, maybe Bernardo. Problem is for Celtic is when players have had a little opportunity or coming on, they're maybe not taking them, they're not putting their hand up, as Motherwell, as they do, take a few risks. But Watt plays it square for McKinn, and they've done well, but then it's back to Fadinger, and he squeezes it to Ward, the goalkeeper, and then they found Watt in midfield, and then he switches it towards Maswanise, intercepted by Sirachi, forward to Motherwell defender Liam Gordon, onto the right foot of his goalkeeper, who doesn't clear it that convincingly, finds McCowan in midfield for Celtic, but that's a poor pass forward, and then Motherwell get the free kick at the back. Katrumbas is fouled, and just frustration growing at Celtic Park.
Yeah, and there was also frustration from Ed Askew, the manager of Motherwell, where, you know, Motherwell on the counter-attack, and he had a couple of players high up the pitch, and he's just frustrated that the referee blew there, when I think the better option to let the game flow. You can always bring it back.
Celtic unbeaten in 34 meetings with Motherwell in all competitions, winning 29, drawing 5, since a 2-1 home defeat in 2015 under Ronnie Deila. Mark McGee was in charge of Motherwell. So nearly 10 years without a win against Celtic for Motherwell. It's today the day. It's 1-1. 6 minutes into the second half, Gordon goes back to Callum Ward, who plays it out to Paul McGinn on the left-hand side of the box. Longelo comes infield to McGinn. McGinn back to Wards, and Wards finds the gap through the 3 Celtic players who were in the Motherwell box for Elliot Watt, and then it's out to Charles Cook, and Motherwell are in the Celtic half. Charles Cook lays it to Longelo. 2 on him to Fadinger, and then Charles Cook, and then Saeed. Motherwell keeping it in a tight space, but no way through the Celtic rear guard at the moment, and then Charles Cook turns away from McGregor, but then he's blocked as he was trying to run through by McCowan, and now the Celtic captain McGregor is moving towards halfway. Excellent sliding challenge from, that was Fadinger who got back, and now it's with Longelo down the left-hand side. He's going to go after this, he's going to get it on the edge of the box, slides it back. Maswanise goes down under the challenge. Referee signals for the goal kick, and there's not too many protests from the Motherwell players, it has to be said. It'll be checked now by VAR. Gavin Duncan.
Yeah, there was no protest. So he obviously lost his balance, but touch on, yeah.
So there's been a touch on the ball, I think, is what the referee has said on the pitch. He thinks that the challenge is a good one, and then Maswanise has just gone down under the force of it. But
there was a really good run from Longelo down that left-hand side, getting in beyond the Celtic defence and cutting it back and into. Was it? I'm not too sure. Was it Saeed?
It was Maswanise.
Maswanise, yeah.
It was cut back to,
just nearly getting to it.
Yeah, and so the referee thinks that there was a touch on the ball. Now we are looking at it to assess whether that is the case, and now they're just going back to check. There's nothing further in the run of play.
Yeah.
Right, he's going to come to the screen here. Callum Scott is going to be called over to the monitor here, so Motherwell could well have a penalty. VAR Gavin Duncan has recommended an on-field review, and he is coming across now, Callum Scott, to re-look at this. And Motherwell could have the chance to go ahead.
Yeah, it surprises me slightly that the reaction from the Motherwell players was nothing actually. Even Maswanisi sort of went down and got back up and ran away.
No, there was no protest, really, from the Motherwell players. So now Callum Scott is studying the footage here, and I think there's a VAR communication that the player has stepped on the foot of Maswanisi. So I think now this penalty is going to be given. Callum Ward walks back onto the pitch, he makes the TV signal and he points to the spot, and Motherwell have a penalty in the second half here at Celtic Park to go in front. What a moment this will be. And Apostolos Stamatolopoulos is the man, scored from the spot against Aberdeen in stoppage time last week. He takes the ball off Schmeichel, and Kasper Schmeichel not had the best record for Celtic recently at saving penalty kicks.
No.
Celtic lost their last 2 shootouts, of course, to Kairat and to Aberdeen in the Scottish Cup last season. What a big moment this is, and now a couple of Celtic players just having a word with the referee and perhaps trying to put Stamatolopoulos off.
Yeah, it's a massive moment, isn't it? And obviously now the Motherwell players just step back. Schmeichel in the goal.
And it is the Australian Apostolos Stamatolopoulos up against Kasper Schmeichel. Chance to score his second and Motherwell's second at Celtic Park. Here he goes, Stamatolopoulos scores straight down the middle, high into the net, and Motherwell sensationally lead at Celtic Park. What a season they are having so far, and it could be about to enter into dream territory. They've not been in Celtic for almost 10 years, but right now, 10 minutes into the second half, it is Celtic 1, Motherwell 2.
Yeah, that man Stamatolopoulos, really good penalty, struck with pace, high up into an area where Kasper Schmeichel goes the right way, but he goes low and it goes up above him, and it's the pace, he couldn't really keep it out, but it puts Motherwell into a really good position. And again, Celtic have just got to keep a calm head now, I'm sure, and try and find their way back in, but they haven't been scoring goals, and what they can't do is the fans get frustrated, and that sort of lends itself to the players on the pitch, and it becomes a real nightmare for them.
Celtic haven't failed to win 3 home games in a row since 2020. They're up against it now, against a vibrant Motherwell side who are now hounding them at the back, but it's squeezed through to McGregor and then Ralston. And will Brendan Rodgers start to turn to his bench? Maeda with a really poor pass down the touchline, straight out for a Motherwell throw-in.
Yeah, the fans are getting on Maeda's back now. Man, there was Player of the Year last year, which is quite incredible. His form has really gone off, and those simple passes now become almost a weapon for the fans to have a go at him.
It's a test of character now. Oh, there's Ward, plays it off Maeda at the back. The goalkeeper bounces, and then won by Sarachi. Hatate back to Sarachi, foul by Watt on Hatate, or Fadinger, sorry. And it's a Celtic free kick, taken quickly by McGregor to Carter Vickers. Carter Vickers to Scales. Scales to Sarachi, intercepted by Stamatolopoulos, and then he's caught by McGregor. And it's not going Celtic's way at the moment.
No, they're not finding their passing. You know, each player is sort of almost just off it a little bit, and it's that sort of kind of almost options when somebody has the ball. It's not been created, and yeah, Motherwell have got their dander up now, and they're pressing Celtic every time they have the ball and forcing mistakes.
Celtic, I think, are going to make a triple sub shortly. Forrest as one of them, Engels the other, but Motherwell have it right hand side of the Celtic box. Said, and he gets it back, Said, and then he goes down. Didn't look an awful lot in that one, and the referee agrees, and it's Maeda now to Ralston, and Celtic wanting a free kick, and the Celtic fans wanting a free kick after a little tug of the jersey there, but the referee is playing on, and it's just frustration.
The passing today has been incredible at times. You know, the accuracy of the passing. It's almost like as if they're nervous on the ball, which they're not. They're good technical players.
Hatate In behind for Sarachi, left-hand side of the box. Brilliant recovering challenge from Lucas Fadinger. Motherwell are sides full of confidence, and here come the changes. It's Engels, it's Forrest, it's Nygren coming on.
Yeah, the referee's got to book that player also. That's what the fans are shouting at. Maeda was pulled back, and it really was a booking. I'm not sure who the player was in the middle of the pitch, but that's...
Yeah, that was Marcelo Sarachi, I think, but it's 3 changes, and Hatate went off as well. So 3 changes. Celtic trying to shake things up. 2-1 down here at home to Motherwell.
Yeah, well, Maeda swapped over onto the side that he's familiar with, over onto the left-hand side.
McGregor coming forwards. Fadinger with another brilliant challenge as the ball ran away from the Celtic captain. Fadinger, and it's out on the far side for a Motherwell throw-in. Tinekti also going off for Celtic amidst those changes, as Maeda occupying the left, Forrest on the right, as Pat said there. Engels in the middle with Nygren and McGregor, as Motherwell try and work it up the far side. Breaks into midfield for Fadinger. He goes back to Liam Gordon into midfield. Sliding challenge from Engels, then picked up by Maeda. Maeda to Scales, and Scales through the air, looking for Sarachi on the left touchline. Hooks it back over his head, and that allows Katrumbas to make the challenge. Engels trying to win it back. He gets a foot on it, but it goes out for a Motherwell throw-in. Well, Hearts will be rubbing their hands right now.
Yeah, I think most teams in the division will be, because Celtic have been, by far the best team in the league for so many years, and they're going through a really bad patch at this moment in time.
Yeah, this would be their first domestic defeat of the season, but nonetheless, performances not to the level required, as Brendan Rodgers himself has acknowledged. And it's a Celtic throw in line with the edge of their own box. Need some inspiration 16 minutes into the second half.
Yeah, just all the decisions have been sort of kind of wanting at the moment.
Just a team lacking in a bit of confidence. That's better though from Nygren to McGregor to Engels to Sarachi across halfway. Now to Maeda, and it's intercepted by Katrumbas, who gallops over halfway, and then Maeda battling back and wins it back, and he gets applause for that.
Yeah, and that's what you've got to do, and that will keep the crowd on your side, and he showed good pace to get back and win the ball back. And if it's not coming off for you, and the department of maybe technical passing and so on, the hard work is the other bit that the Celtic fans like to see. And
it's a good pass from Scales to find Maeda on the left touchline, and he gives it to Sarachi inside, then back to Engels. Nygren was asking for that ball to be delivered to the back post, but it goes back to Scales. Engels, he's got space to cross here if he fancies it, gives it to Maeda, back to Engels, and this time he is going to send it in, but it's a low cross, poor, hooked away by Watt. And apologies if you picked up any language there. The microphones, tension's running high at Celtic Park, because Motherwell still a long way to go, but 2-1 in front, on the verge of first win against Celtic in almost a decade, since 2015 at the 35th attempt. But Celtic will have something to say about that as Sarachi comes down the edge of the box, curls the cross, and it comes off the bar, and it breaks for Nygren, and he slices it wide of the target. What an opportunity, what a chance for the midfielder to draw Celtic level.
Yeah, it looked as if it was going away over the crossbar, and it took everybody by surprise. Comes off the crossbar, comes back out, Nygren comes onto it. It bounces high, to be fair, but he just couldn't get over the ball and direct it on the target, and slashes it wide of the left-hand post.
There's been a goal at Pittodrie, Stephen Craigan.
Yeah, there has been, and it's just the icing on the cake. It's 4-0 to Aberdeen, and it's a piece of individual brilliance from Jesper Karlsson once again. Lazatic, who's on for Kevin Nisbet, put him in down the left-hand side. It looked like a shooting chance had gone, but he managed to swivel onto his right foot and fired it into the top left-hand corner with his right foot. It's Aberdeen 4, Dundee 0.
Maeda coming down the left for Celtic, low ball towards Iheanacho. Gordon cuts it out, Maeda heads it to the edge of the 6-yard box. Header from McGinn, and McGregor on the volley over the top.
Yeah, listen, you can see Maeda's over on the left-hand side now, and that's his natural side, and he's happier. He's now picking up the ball. Now he's going to attacking the full-back on that side, and much happier, I think, from that perspective. But then how do you fit into left wingers into a team?
Kieran Tierney is on for Marcelo Soracci, who was the player who was guilty of clipping or standing on the foot of Tawanda Maswanise, as according to the officials. We don't have monitors up here, so we've not seen a replay, as Tierney is caught under the ball there, and Stamatolopoulos with a little back heels on a hat-trick, and that might be fall for Maswanise, who nudges Carter Vickers. That looked like a foul, and eventually it is given by the referee. Schmeichel gets on with it, and McGregor finds Nygren, crosses halfway on the far side, gives it down the line to Forrest, up against Longiello. Forrest goes on the outside, cross to the back post, Maeda with a header, but the defender gets a touch on it, and then it's Katrumbas on his own byline. Dummies the clearance brilliantly as Engels slid in and then floats it up to Maswanise, but it will go to Carter Vickers in the centre circle. Nygren, the best chance of the second half for Celtic, put wide after Soracci's cross cannoned off the bar. We've played 65 minutes at Celtic Park. Carter Vickers, McGregor, Nygren, infield to Engels. Engels out to Ralston, right-footed cross. Tierney's header at the back post. Nygren takes a touch, strike, pushed away by Ward. Brilliant save, and it goes behind for the corner.
Yeah, that's more like it from Celtic. Obviously, again, back post, Tierney getting in, heading it back. Nygren, here's the ball back into the box.
Fired in, glancing header. Looked like Ralston that got up there, and it's away. Maeda fetches it, and the offside flag goes up.
But that was a really good save from Callum Ward in the Motherwell goal. Stretches, full stretch, using both hands just to palm it away out to the left-hand side for the corner.
There's a problem here for Johnny Katrumbas, the right back for Motherwell, who's had quite a few injury problems over his short career at Fir Park. Only played 8 times last season, which was his first campaign, and Stephen O'Donnell looks like he's going to come on. Natural replacement, Packy.
He is a natural replacement. Listen, fresh legs also. He's now up against Maeda, who's got that turn of pace, as we know, and I think Katrumbas was just flagging for a while there, and Maeda was getting by him.
I think Oscar Priestman, the Australian, is also perhaps going to come on for Motherwell in midfield. Not started a game yet after his summer move from Western Sydney. Was a teammate of Milanovic and Sapsford's, the two players at Aberdeen and Dundee United respectively, all moved from Western Sydney over the summer. So confirmed Johnny Katrumbas, who's played well, is off, and Stephen O'Donnell is on at right back for Motherwell. Priestman has retaken a seat on the bench, so just going to be the one Motherwell change for now. Jens Vertelascu said pre-match he was going to need his goalkeeper to make a couple of saves. Well, he certainly made one there to deny Benjamin Nygren, who has had 2 good chances since coming on off the Celtic bench. Celtic trailing by 2-1 at home against Motherwell. Rangers 1-0 up at the Falkirk Stadium, and Aberdeen 4-0 up at home to Dundee. Motherwell coming forward. Saeed's trying to find Stamatolopoulos straight to Carter Vickers. Now it's Ralston. Ralston looking for the run of Forrest, but he's asking a lot of even James Forrest at 21, never mind 34.
Yeah, get it to his feet, let him open up and take the full back on. Motherwell getting a little bit tired now also. But they've managed the game quite well. They're still continuing, trying to play the ball out from the goal kicks.
Here they go in their own box. They go back to one. He's given it straight to Nygren. Chance, goal! Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Motherwell completely gift Celtic an equaliser. They worked so hard to get themselves from 1-0 down to 2-1 in front. They give it straight to Benjamin Nygren. He passed up 2 opportunities. He was never passing up a third, and he strokes it beyond Ward. And it's Celtic 2, Motherwell 2.
Oh, well, my word. Stephen Craigan called it before the game. If you're looking at that from a point of view of trying to build the game, it's such a ridiculous situation to get yourself into. He passes the first one inside the box, and then the second one is almost a mirror of it. But Celtic had just pressed him and just given the ball away, and Nygren couldn't miss.
And I was just about to say before that moment, Packy, it's like when you're trying to play it from the back, it takes a lot of concentration, and when you're tired, how does that affect you? Albeit that was the goalkeeper who gave that away. As now Celtic play out through McGregor and Engels. Not the best pass, and Tierney smashes it in off bodies in midfield. McGregor's won it back, Nygren gets a toe on it, and then Carter Vickers cleans up. It's still messy from Celtic, but they have found an equaliser, and they've got plenty of time, 20 minutes plus stoppage time, to try and find a winner. Forrest on the right, Forrest driving up the Motherwell back line. James Forrest edge of the box, left-footed strike block. Now it's Ralston, edge of the area. Iheanacho's header over the top. Stays 2-all.
Yeah, stays 2-all, but Celtic now have got their dander up. I talked about Motherwell having that after that penalty, but Celtic now realise that they can win this game. They get to go at a very good time with about 25 minutes to go, but Motherwell will rue that sort of situation where they try to build the game. You just can't do it.
Rongello to Charles Cook. Now Nygren wins it. He's made such a massive difference since coming on in terms of that spark. Motherwell throw though, halfway up Celtic's territory. 2-all, 20 left of the 90. Celtic recovering. Here it is for Rongello on the left-hand side, challenged by Iheanacho illegally. Motherwell free kick. Right out on the far side. And there'll be a chance for a left-footer to curl this into the Celtic box.
Yeah, and again, McGinn and Gordon going up to create that little bit of height.
Yep. They've got plenty of tall figures, Motherwell. Gordon coming round the back here. Fadinger's going in there. Paul McGinn, the captain. And Maswanise in there as well. It's actually going to be the right foot on the far side of Elliott Watt. And he bends it in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Tierney's header. And drops for Nygren, who clears it high and long. He actually had a bit more time there than I think he realised. O'Donnell's underneath it, heads it to Charles Cook. McGregor swarming about the midfield area, but Motherwell keep hold of it through side, then out to Maswanise on the touchline, and sides fast feet for Engels, who then tangles with him, and it's a free kick, and the yellow card's going to come out here for Arne Engels.
Yeah, it was like a rugby tackle, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, definitely a booking. Stops play.
Yeah, he just is getting edgy here, and real intensity about the game, which there really wasn't this for the first hour really. Motherwell free kick, 4 yards in from the near touchline in front of Jens Bertolascu. Into Celtic's half, goes back into Motherwell territory to Liam Gordon, then O'Donnell takes it on the turn. Maeda's challenge, breaks for Watt though, and then Maswanise through the legs of Tierney, and O'Donnell picks it up. O'Donnell sends the cross in towards Stamatopoulos as he gets the touch. He's moving wide to goal, little back heel flick, and Carter Vickers makes the challenge. Flag has belatedly gone up against
I don't know whether it was a free kick or was it offside, but listen, Carter Vickers was lucky there, because one of those where you go and throw your foot at the ball, and Stamatopoulos was coming across him, and he could have easily have clipped him.
Liam Scales gives it to Tierney. Tierney moving up to halfway. He's got a bit of space, finds Engels, back to Tierney. Tierney, Nygren's made a run and is shown for it. Gets the ball, gives it back to Tierney. Tierney, Nygren.
All too slow though. It's all too slow.
Yeah.
Give a wee bit more. Keep the crowd up for this game by moving that ball. The movement off the ball too has got to be better and quicker.
Up to Engels, round the corner, Negrin in the box, right hand side, it's going towards the touchline. Has he kept that in? He has, and there's a run from Forrest, won by Motherwell. Can they get it out? They're under a bit of pressure. What clears it, deflects behind. Motherwell goal kick. Let's go to the Falkirk Stadium where there's been a goal, Kennedy.
Huge celebrations here at the Falkirk Stadium because substitute Henry Cartwright has just blasted in a fantastic equaliser. He hit it from the edge of the area. I'm not sure if the ball took a deflection, but it completely bamboozled Jack Butland in the Rangers goal. Falkirk have the equaliser. Their overall play probably deserves 73 minutes played here. Falkirk 1, Rangers 1.
When was the last time both Celtic and Rangers were toiling so badly at the same time? The Rangers to a far greater extent than Celtic, but still incredible. And time to go yet for Celtic to try and recover this situation. They find the equaliser. Now Forrest trying to create a winner, and here it is. Engels, edge of the 6-yard box, cut it back. Only found the Motherwell defender who clears it out on the far side.
Yeah, he's got into a great position. Engels, frustration again with the supporters. Stamilopoulos is down, and the referee has stopped the game, but he got into a great position. Engels down the right hand side, just corner, just beyond the corner of the 6-yard box, and I thought he might have had a strike maybe, and the goalkeeper's come out, spread himself, and he's cut it back, but it was cleared by the Motherwell defence.
Apostolos Stamatolopoulos is down. That's why the referee stopped the throw-in from being taken quickly. And the striker who scored both of Motherwell's goals, one a nice near finish, the other from the penalty spot after Sarachi clipped Maswanise. And it looks like Isapa Osong, the striker on loan from Nottingham Forest, is going to have to come on here. Indeed he is, because Stamatolopoulos' number goes up, and it's a concern for Motherwell because again he has had his injury troubles since joining last season.
Well, he's had 2 goals, hasn't he? You know, the first one he really wanted. He slid in between Carter Vickers and Scales. Scales went to ground, just couldn't reach it, but he did, and he got in front of Carter Vickers and got his goal. And then of course the penalty, he finished with a plum.
Yeah, his work is done. The Australian Isapa Osong is on for the final 14 minutes plus stoppage time here at Celtic Park. Still 2-2. Celtic perhaps going to bring on Michel-Ange Balikwisha. He's got his stuff off down on the touchline. A few moments before that though. Here's Scales. Pass into the box, can't find Negrin. It's miscontrolled by Motherwell. Now Forrest runs across the box and squeezes the pass away to Scales out to Tierney stops, goes back to Scales to Carter Vickers to McGregor out now to Ralston, and then infield the pass is poor, inside gets there and Negrin slips inside, gallops forward, heavy touch, allowed Ralston to recover the situation, and now it's played to Iheanacho, couldn't control it. And Motherwell come away with the ball once more. It's calm play from Elliot Watt as well under pressure to knock it to Stephen O'Donnell. O'Donnell fires it up the line for Osong to chase. Tierney leaves it for Scales, who goes back to Schmeichel.
Yeah, Iheanacho, he got into a great position there. Just his control was awful, and the opportunity was gone. Just the first touch, open up, and then you're in. You either slide somebody in or you have a shot on goal yourself. If you can't control it, you can't do anything.
Here's Maeda receiving the pass from Tierney, low ball to the front post. Iheanacho couldn't get anything on it, and Motherwell hook it away just in the nick of time as more players were flooding into the box. Ralston's won it off Charles Cook on the far side, and Celtic get the free kick just in front of the touchline near the corner flag.
Yeah, that was a big chance. Good play again. Maeda getting there, using his pace, cutting that ball back, and I think it was good defending from Motherwell. I'm not sure who it was it Liam Gordon, but it's Iheanacho's last effort. So coming off.
Yeah, Kelechi Iheanacho applauds the Celtic fans who returned the favour. He scored from a penalty spot in the first half to give Celtic the lead.
Yeah, Maeda now will have to go through the middle, Balikwisha will come out here on the left-hand side. I thought, obviously, with Maeda going over onto that left-hand side, he looked far more comfortable, didn't he? And he was creating things, and even then, in that last situation, he got to the byline. Now he has got to go through the middle again, and that's maybe frustration for the player also.
Engels is over the free kick on the far side. Here he comes, the Belgian. Curls the edge of the 6-yard box. O'Donnell's there to clear from Motherwell. McGregor to Tierney. Tierney curls it to the back post with the left foot. Ralston's underneath it, heads it back across goal. Chance here. Motherwell send it over the top of their own bar. Celtic corner.
Yeah, keeping that pressure on.
11 and a half minutes left here at Celtic Park. 2-2 between Celtic and Motherwell. Celtic goes short, back to Forrest. Forrest sends it to the back post, away from O'Donnell, only as far as Ralston, and it's coming off heads in the penalty, and Motherwell eventually clear it. Bounces, and Motherwell get a touch on, and Charles Cook controls, takes it over halfway. Scales is getting back, then he gives it to Longello. Charles Cook, he's a mile offside. He's a mile offside, Charles Cook, as it's played to him.
You know something, I'm delighted to see a linesman or an assistant put his flag up early, not wait, and then all that sort of nonsense. He's so far offside, he's at least 4 or 5 yards off. Get the flag up early.
Oscar Priestman is now coming on for Motherwell, and it is Ibrahim Said who's been really good again for Motherwell. Signing from Viborg, Denmark. 23-year-old Nigerian, and he's limping off, and the Celtic fans just questioning whether he does indeed need to limp off or not, but he's limping rather heavily. Of course, time will all be added at the end anyway, so unless he is injured, which no reason to doubt him, and he gets a pat on the back of the head from his manager, and then takes his place on the bench, and he's still limping as he sits down. 10 minutes left. Celtic 2, Motherwell 2. Brilliant game as Tierney goes back to Scales. Celtic, as it stands, only closing to 4 points behind Hearts before the international break. Carter Vickers to Scales, long ball to Maeda. Wards came a long way.
Yeah, starting point was really good there from Scales, from the goalkeeper. He knew what Scales was going to do, play it into that area. He almost starts about 2 yards outside the 6-yard box, and was able to come all the way to the edge of the box.
That's brilliant from Watt again. It's Fadinger setting Watt away, and then it's to Maswanisi on the right-hand side. Maswanisi taking on Tierney, has to stop. The Celtic left back gets back in position, and then it hits off Tierney and out for a Motherwell throw-in near the corner flag.
Yeah, listen, anything can happen in this game. It's 2 each, and Motherwell's played their part both in their own goals and in Celtic's goals.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen the good and the bad from Motherwell under Jens Bertolascu in this game. At times very good, but that equaliser they gave up was really quite something. Watch on Sports Scene later, 7:15 BBC Scotland, and the iPlayer as well, and thereafter, and it's a Motherwell free kick here after that throw-in.
It's gone from a throw-in now to a free kick. Now they can put the ball into an area. Again, getting the big guys up, plenty of height in it, but the quality of the ball in from Elliot Watt.
And I was looking forward to watching him, Elliot Watt, in the flesh for the first time, and he's been just as impressive as I thought it would be. Calmness, and it is Longello leaves it for Elliot Watt. Motherwell free kick, looking to find a winner, get themselves back in front at Celtic Park. Curls it into the edge of the 6-yard box. Brilliant run from Paul McGinn, got his head on it, and he sends it over the top of the bar. Celtic now playing out quickly. Ralston goes forward for Balikwisha, and Watt goes down, but that definitely wasn't a foul. He ran into Balikwisha and hit the deck, and the Celtic winger has it, gives it to Engels. Engels collects sideways from McGregor, then Nygren grabbed the Celtic equaliser and had 2 good chances before that. Engels has it in the centre circle, offloads to Ralston. Ralston to Forrest. Forrest infield to Engels. Now it's McGregor. McGregor curls it to the back post where Tierney had made a run, but the cross is overhit from the Celtic captain. 2-2.
Good idea, good run from Tierney in behind Stephen O'Donnell, and just Callum McGregor just overhit the pass slightly. But again, you know, in the middle of the pitch, just a little bit of hesitation. Don't drive forward when you get the opportunity. You've got to take risk now from Celtic.
Scales wins it, and Fadinger came across, and Motherwell at the moment heading for their 6th draw from 7 league games.
Yeah, Motherwell, listen, they're doing very well. They're well organised. They're not giving anything up. All the players are working really, really hard.
Maeda takes it. He's on the right-hand side, gives it to Nygren, infield pass to Forrest, lay off to Ralston. Ralston scoops the pass up for Maeda. Difficult one for the winger to take, but he takes it really well. But he's forced back outside. A wonderful pass to Nygren on the edge of the box. Curling strike, comfortable save for Ward.
Yeah, good keeper seeing it all the way. Moved his feet into the line of the ball and just didn't get enough purchase on it from Nygren there.
Priestman on the edge of the box. Motherwell again going through the goalkeeper from goal kicks. Here he is, controls it just outside the 6-yard box, gives it to Fadinger. That was a push by Fadinger on it by Engels.
Yeah, but listen, if I'm a Celtic player, I would be taking a real chance to go and put real pressure on the two midfielders now in this closing, because they still will continue to play that ball into them from the goalkeeper, from the centre half. You've just got to be a little bit almost clever now. Go and play it, I'm there before he gets a touch on it. Here they go again.
Yeah, and they're going out through Liam Gordon in the right back position, the centre half. He's assessing his options, goes to O'Donnell, he goes back to Callum Ward on the edge of his box. Ward's got time here and sends it long, and O'Donnell's made a run from right back, and he's in behind here. It's bouncing, and Tierney was stationed to recover the situation, but he has to hook it out for a throw into Motherwell on this near side.
Yeah, it was a good run from Stephen O'Donnell, and he the ball's over and top of Scales. He just used his body to make sure he doesn't get a clean header on it, and Tierney had to come back and give away the throw in, but it's in a good position for Motherwell. They've taken it short.
Here's O'Donnell, spaced across here, and cross it he does to the back post. Ralston defends it, and that looked like a potential foul, and it is given. Longelo on Ralston at the back post as the Celtic right back defended the situation. Celtic play it short. We've got 5 minutes left plus stoppage time. Are we going to get a winner here? Balikwisha controls on the left wing on halfway, finds Engels had made a forward run. Now Balikwisha continues his run.
He needs somebody to help him come to the ball,
and he has to go backwards to Carter Vickers.
Yeah, Motherwell now have got all the players back in good position.
Forrest goes on the outsides and then floats the ball in. Stooping header from Stephen O'Donnell, clears it. Scales back to Carter Vickers. And James Forrest doing what Celtic fans want to see, which is getting on the outside and getting crosses into the box. Here he is again, corner of the area. Forrest to McGregor. McGregor to Scales. Scales, centre half edge of the box, away from Fadinger, and then gives it to Ralston. Ralston goes on the outside, slips as he tries to cross, and Longelo passes it to Priestman and up the line, but McGregor scampers across the cover.
Yeah, just Motherwell need to get a hold of the ball slightly when they do get an opportunity. They just give the ball again back to Celtic, and they're just pinned in around the edge of their own box. Almost every single player is within 30-40 yards from goal.
That's a nice ball down the side of the box for Nygren. Nygren's cross, and chance for Balikwisha. And he couldn't get himself in the right position to get the header on target, and it slips away. What a chance.
Oh, an unbelievable chance. It looked as if he was just coming on to the ball, whether he just couldn't jump or what.
Here he is again as Nygren plays it in behind, and he just can't keep it in. 2-2. Goal kick.
It just looked as if he couldn't get any purchase. The ball's just dinked to the back post, and it looked as if he was just coming onto it, the head in the back of the net, and then suddenly his legs almost went like jelly, and he went under it. But again, that elusive goal for Celtic. They're keeping the pressure on. Motherwell desperate to get themselves through this period and get an unbelievable point. They could have been more than that if they hadn't given away that incredible, catastrophic goal to Celtic.
Yeah, it was very much the definition of shooting yourself in the foot. But there's an injury here, concern for Elliot Watt. He's walking off the pitch. That's why you can hear groans from the Celtic fans. They're wanting this game to speed up, and we've only got 2 minutes left, but there will be plenty of stoppage time after 2 VAR checks. And
yeah, I think he went down injuries. Just maybe to kill the game a little bit.
So 2-2 here at Celtic Park, 1-1 at the Falkirk Stadium between Falkirk and Rangers. Aberdeen 4-0 up at home to Dundee. What a Sunday on Sportsound it has been. More drama to come, potentially, plus all the reaction here on BBC Radio Scotland's Plus at the website and app, and of course on Sports Scene later, 7:15 BBC Scotland, as Ralston plays it forward. Balikwisha challenging O'Donnell. O'Donnell wins it though, and then a lovely back heel from Watt to find O'Donnell, who gallops into Celtic's half. O'Donnell feeds Maswanise. Good challenge from Tierney. Balikwisha back to Tierney. Tierney in a tight spot, but he's done really well initially, and then he's clean and sits off Engels. Balikwisha to Tierney, who sends it long. Maeda underneath it, bounces on the turf, and Liam Gordon returns it. Carter Vickers wins the header, bounces. Elliot Watt wins it ahead of Engels, and Watt out to Maswanise, touch inside Tierney, then gives it to Watt. Fadinger to O'Donnell. O'Donnell to Watt, back to Liam Gordon. Liam Gordon to Ward, the goalkeeper, edge of the D. Ward chips it to Osong on halfway, he's offside. Celtic free kick. We're in the 90th minute at Celtic Park. It's still 2-2. Nygren, certainly been a bright spark off the bench for Celtic. Grabbed the equaliser, which was a gift, but he still finished it. Tierney, Scales to Carter Vickers. McGregor with space to run forward, and he does. McGregor offloads to Nygren, edge of the area. Ralston leaves it. Forrest cross blocked. Forrest trying to work the space to deliver once more. Still has it, James Forrest. McGregor, now Carter Vickers, and then Ralston doesn't deliver the cross and then tries to go down the outside of Longello, who gets the touch to go out for a throw in. 7 added minutes at Celtic Park.
Yeah, we thought that there would be a lot of injury time. 7 minutes is a lot, and it's for Motherwell to hang on and Celtic to find that elusive goal.
Tierney inside to Balikwisha, clips to Engels, back to Scales to Balikwisha, then Engels on the left hand side. Engels comes infield, Balikwisha, lovely 1-2, turns on the edge of the box, little back heel, return to Balikwisha, good play from Celtic, and the final pass from Nygren just lets them down.
Yeah, he had the opportunity to go and strike. I think that's the frustration from the fans. It was a lovely little combination of passes, but just when it fell to Nygren, you would expect him to pull the trigger.
Tierney's cross, Maeda, too high for him. Forrest controls on the other side of the box. Forrest lays it back to Ralston to McGregor to Carter Vickers. We've played one of the 7 added minutes. Liam Scales now. Scales knocks it to Tierney in field. Tierney into Nygren in the box, controls it in a tight area, chips the cross off Gordon, corner to Celtic. Is there going to be late drama at Celtic Park? We've seen it so many times over the years with the champions. Do this Celtic side have the same ability to pull a goal out right at the death? Arne Engels is going to take this corner on this near side. Motherwell with everyone back in the box. It is Engels with his right foot, curls it to the near post, and that could have gone anywhere. It came off a Motherwell player and then is cleared to McGregor. Tierney controls in the centre circle. 2 minutes of the 7 added we have played at Celtic Park, 2-2. Here's Engels into Balikwisha in the box, space to cross, goal! Dyson Maeda's done it! Dyson Maeda may just have won this game in stoppage time for Celtic, and Motherwell are on the floor. They have given everything to this game, but they have been undone in stoppage time, and it is Celtic 3, Motherwell 2.
Yeah, really good play down this left hand side. The run from Balikwisha, the pass into him, picked him out beautifully, and then that quick ball across the 6-yard box, and there was Maeda diving in that centre forward position to head the ball into the back of the net. Motherwell undone in the last couple of minutes. Celtic probably getting off the hook, you've got to say, to a point at the end, but they'll take it and incredibly.
And listen to Dyson Maeda's name being roared around Celtic Park. He was being groaned at in for his first half performance on the right hand side, but you could almost see a lift when he was moved to the left and then laterally through the middle, and he was stationed between the posts, just stood almost on the ground when he headed in Balikwisha's cross. And it is heartbreak for Motherwell, jubilation for Celtic. Full time at Pittodrie, 4-0, but we'll get an update from Stephen Craigan in due course once we're wrapped up here at Celtic Park. Tierney goes from distance and it's going to drop over Ward's crossbar. Still got 4 minutes or 3.5 minutes to play here.
Yeah, absolutely, and still time for Motherwell to get something out of this game. They're knocking that ball forward now a little bit quicker.
Carter Vickers wins it, but it's Longello who has it. Coming towards the corner of the Celtic box, crosses it in, and Tierney flicks it away with his head, and Balikwisha is then caught by Osong, and the free kick is given. And just listen to Celtic Park now.
It's amazing what a goal does. You know, if that goal didn't come, these players would be going off the pitch with a different sound, you've got to say. But that's football, that's the way it works. We seen it at Tynecastle yesterday, and we see it now at Celtic Park. Motherwell have put up a very good performance, but they'll be ruined. That goal that they give away incredibly, and that was the question we had before the game. You know, can they play that football but don't give the ball away in key areas?
Yeah, and you know, you're not expecting them to change how they're going to play, but because it's worked to good effect. But you know, just assess the situation and rolled it straight to Nygren for that equaliser.
Yeah, but listen, you don't. That wasn't even them trying to play that way. That was just a ridiculous decision.
Motherwell have won it on halfway here. Charles Cook going down the right, but Maswinisis had an injury. They're playing on. Fadinger has it. Halfway up Celtic territory. Still time here. Osong takes it in. Challenge from Carter Vickers, who's then fouled by the Motherwell striker. Celtic free kick.
Yeah, wasn't Maswinisi is down. I think his hamstring is gone. Maybe cramp. But I don't think he's going to be able to continue. It just kills the game. Takes the heat out of it a little bit. But it's relief, I think, that I'm hearing from the Celtic fans more so than anything else at this point in time.
It's the loudest it's been all game, no wonder. They looked in real jeopardy, having been 1-0 up, and then trailed 2-1, and then gifted an equaliser, and they did have chances before eventually Maeda heads in Balikwisha's cross in stoppage time, and Maswinisi is flat on his back here at Celtic Park as we've played 6 of 7 minutes stoppage time, but we're going to get even more due to the Celtic goal and this injury to Tawanda Maswinisi. And Motherwell, you've got to feel for them, heading for their first defeat of the season in 13 games. And they'd already equalled their best run, which came across 2 seasons, or both best recent runs, which came at the end of 2023 into 23-24 under Stuart Kettlewell, and that was 12 unbeaten. And Celtic going to spoil that as Schmeichel goes long all the way through to his opposite number, Wards.
That's a ridiculous ball from Schmeichel. Where are you going to put it? Into the other goalkeeper's hands and put the pressure back on top of you? Put it into a corner where at least you can get a throw-in or a corner or something, or at least get possession or make the opposition play the ball from that position.
It's full time at the Falkirk Stadium. Falkirk 1, Rangers 1. Still time to go here. Celtic leading 3-2, and Maeda is yellow carded for kicking the ball away.
Yeah, it's an opportunity for Motherwell.
Free kick.
Free kicks just on the arc, play it into an area.
Yeah, just edge of the centre circle, very central. Celtic holding the line well beyond the D, and it's Watt, and he goes out to the left hand side where Longello is unmarked. Forrest goes out to meet him. Longello goes down the left hand side, good run, brilliant sliding challenge from James Forrest. Now that's celebrated just about as much as the goal. Full time whistle goes at Celtic Park, and the noise you can hear is the joy and relief to a degree of the Celtic fans, because they have got the job done just, but boy, did Motherwell give them a scare here at Celtic Park. Celtic did have the lead in the first half through Kelechi Iheanacho's penalty after Charles Cook was penalised for a handball, but Motherwell came roaring back. A brilliant finish at the near post from Stamatolopoulos to level before the break. Then after the break, they got a penalty after Sarachi clipped Maswanisi in the box. VAR checked it, penalty was given, and the Australian striker dispatched straight down the middle to put Motherwell 2-1 in front, And at that point, Celtic were in real bother. This stadium was not a happy place, but they responded. Benjamin Nygren in particular off the bench made a big impact, and it was he who grabbed the equaliser, albeit it was a complete gift from Motherwell, trying to play out from the goalkeeper Ward, who passed it straight to Nygren, who dispatched for 2-2, and there were chances for Celtic as they cranked up the pressure and Motherwell tired. And in the end, Balakwisha, another one of the subs in the second minute of stoppage time, found space on the left to cross low, and the stooping Dyson Maeda headed beyond Wards to give Celtic the victory. It means they stop a run of 2 games in a row here at Celtic Park without a victory, and they move back to 2 points behind Heart of Midlothian, who atop the Scottish Premiership at the international break. And everyone round here at Celtic Park is smiling now as they go round and salute the fans. Motherwell do likewise. They gave everything, played some good stuff, were their own worst enemies at times as well, and they go away with their first defeat of the season. Celtic celebrate another victory. Full time at Celtic Park. Celtic 3, Motherwell 2.
This